right, folks, no time to waste. You never know. This could be the last show of all time. Let's see how it goes. What's going on, chat? Great to see everybody. Get on back, settle on in. Come on in here. Hit like, subscribe, please. I just want to let everybody know that a lot of you are not subscribers, and I'd appreciate if you just hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, then you get the notifications when we go live. We're here 12:30-ish every Tuesday, Thursday, talking harmonic patterns by yours truly. Great to see everybody. Come on in, folks. Settle in. I got my second pot of coffee on into like the third cup. And while I'm going over that and getting caffeinated for the afternoon, you guys, especially new folks, get over to the TradingView platform, Harmonic Pattern Collection, for what we're going to do today. HPC at sr-analyst.com. Get you 2 weeks. And then the other thing is get over to harmonictrader.com. Free education. It's all free. Just sign up as a basic member right there. Log in. Bang. You log in, you sign up, submit your email. I do not harass people too much. I mean, I can be a little annoying at times, but, I try to make it as easy as possible. And then just go basic members page. All of the info is here, including all those books that I wrote years ago. Don't know why I did that, but probably better the videos. Check that. We even have cool cheat sheets. So that's all free, guys. Get started. Stuff like that. All right? Great to see everybody. Come on in. Got a lot to discuss. Markets, NASDAQ down 180 and got a little 5-minute dot. Are we going to sell it back down? Are we in the final capitulation phase? Just like last year? It's crazy. It's crazy how similar we are since last year. Following week by week, same kind of progress. But check it out. We are on the daily chart all the way down here. Daily got oversold and registered, but I'm telling you what, we've got a few readings, but we know what needs to happen. We're going to have to retest these lows. I mean, if we're going to get the confirmation trigger, it's going to have to come in after a retest. So we still got a lot of work to do. Come all the way back down there. Daily HSI NASDAQ retest is like 22,928. Exact number is the low at 22,961. Sorry about that. And even, we're looking even on the weekly here, where the weekly and daily both popped out last week. But the preferred scenario is the retest. So let's see how this unfolds. Obvious, interesting geopolitical noise news about to unfold in the next few hours, I guess, right? I don't know, guys. I think it's all in the charts. And that's really how I live it. That what do we have here in the charts? Before we do that, let's just dive right into what we talked about last time. Crude oil looking like it's a breakaway chart. And what did we say like a week or two ago, right? It was either 102, 104, or it was 140. And I think we're going to see this happen pretty quickly, of a big kind of spike move. 140, guys, light sweet crude. What is it? It's the target to monthly objective from the pattern that started incredibly 25 years ago. And yes, harmonics are fractal. They work that the same way no matter what the time frame is. And with what we're looking at, yes, it's still a type 1 technically. A type 1 that started 5 years ago, but the big deal that happened here at 55 bucks was this secondary confirmation. So until we see another overbought signal bearish candle, anything. 140.75, guys. I was saying that 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. Currently 115. And then USO, okay, that's the oil ETF. Look at these patterns. Look at these patterns. Currently 140. Several patterns down here on the monthly chart. Now talk about turnaround plays. I mean, amazing setup here. But that target one is 177.27. All of this is pointing higher, guys. It's, again, I'm not trying to make any reads, judgment calls, whatever. It's just simply framework telling us where we need to place our eyeballs. So let's get to it. Happy to look at anything you guys want to address. I will update on a few interesting items that, I think probably are going to get resolved sooner than later. But, I mean, the way this is shaping up, if I turn off the news, in which I like to do that, I like to keep the news off or the news at a minimum, and we're looking at targets, framework, and charts, we are on our way. We're on our way to target one on USO. So what's that? 20% higher, about 20% higher from current levels. Fat finger long. Other areas are surprising, but gold, all of the I guess you call it defensive, hedging, equity hedges. They're still doing what they're doing, still kind of just shaking it out for a while. But nothing changes on the gold scene. That we're just pausing in this accelerated, um, just decade-long uptrend. Really, that the acceleration started back almost 3 years ago, and I'm still saying gold will continue on this path forward. We're going to resolve this really what started back in January. Remember the whole seasonal thing that we talked about? That when gold made its run, November, December, January into February, that's seasonal, that's gold seasonal time. And so we get that pause, get a pause, settle it out, and we'll be looking for the next set of triggers for this to continue. It's not changing. Look, gold, silver, long term, these trends, they seem crazy, but this is the new paradigm, folks. This is just settle in. I'm long term. I would be more inclined to say, gold will get to 6,500, make its way above 6,000 in the next year, 18 months, rather than some kind of large collapse retracement. I would even embrace the retrace, and I guess that's really what we're talking about now, embracing the retrace. So we'll get into a lot of that. We'll update some patterns that we've been looking at. Great to see everybody. Yes, Anthony. Yep, Paramount Skydance rocking off of that trigger that we talked about in the last 2 weeks. It was go time. Last week was absolute go time. We nailed the retest, and just a quick update. Patterns that are happening now. We talked about this one. It's up 10% today, but guys, we had the trigger all the way down here at $9 not too long ago, last week. And this is still a type 1. Go to 14. So we'll get into that. We'll get into a few others that are setting up. We're getting closer. But it's, I think we're still waiting for larger market to settle out. And of course, tonight, whatever happens tonight, tomorrow, the next week, will we get that continuation lower? And you go to stuff on like S&P 500 futures, same deal. We triggered weekly signals, but that's the first step. S&P, first step here. So be aware of all of that, right? S&P, still on the multi-year uptrend. We're just trying to define where does this correction end, and then we can resume it like last year. A lot of similarities. I mean, to the week, that's pretty remarkable. To the week. So be aware of all of that. Yeah, we'll talk at USAR, a couple of those others. That was the check back. USAR, uh, just, it's still a type 1. We'll look at that in a second. I guess the thing that I want to kind of help people sort out is to be focusing on signals and not stories. And that's kind of a big deal because of it seems like pretty crazy news out there, crazy, whole bunch of crazy shit about to unfold. And who knows? But I'm looking at framework, I'm looking for signals, and a lot of these are telling us basically what needs to happen to trigger the stock scenario, equities. For equities to resume this long term uptrend, we know we have some more work to do. It's back here at like 6,300, 6,400. Retest that. Could be a few weeks. And then, as I showed you guys with crude oil and USO, those are looking higher. So we could get that capitulation in the next week or two. We get that crazy move on crude oil. That would send equities lower because that's the trade right now. Long energy, short, sell the stocks to buy the energy. That's what these guys are doing. As for Bitcoin, Bitcoin's surprisingly holding in. I don't, again, I'm not, nothing changes on our long term scenario. And in fact, we even entertain the possibility that on the 4 hour chart, we could see this up at 70,000 or so. And I would say that if you're looking at Bitcoin, just to kind of do the broad strokes here of major markets, the 4 hour time frame is absolutely what you want to be focusing on. What has happened over the weekend, okay, it was pretty remarkable. Look, we've been dealing with this shark at 62 and almost made a perfect run. Shark to 50 up at 70,760, but we parked ourselves at Gartley. So go over, it's always like, what's the last pattern? What's the last signal? And all of that just completed. Oh, what was that? Yesterday? Sunday night into yesterday, early Monday morning, was this Gartley. And I'm still looking for the return move down. We have not only the shark to 50 and now bearish Gartley, but we do know the larger Gartley pattern back here. There's a bearish Gartley, but that bullish Gartley needs to be retested. Even if all of this, even because a lot of people are saying, yeah, the lows are in and this is just getting ready to go higher. No, what's about to happen is a retest of the initial capitulation from back in February. And all of that's pointing us 64, more like 62.8. You guys know I love to give you the levels. And those are the levels, squeeze between 70 and basically 62,800. Until then, we're in that zone. We're stuck. Settle on in. NQ Weekly to see. What's up, Pete? Great to see you. I don't. We'll get to Nasdaq in a second. I'm just kind of brushing through some key markets, things we've been talking about for the last month, I suppose. But great to see you. What's going on? What's up, Leo? David, Conky, Chipper, Flipper, all the rest of you guys. What's going on? Chargers. What's up, Chargers and Mr. Planes? Everyone, MacBook, Wayne, guys. How you doing today? Great to see everybody. Settle in. 12:52 right now. We'll probably go to about 2 o'clock. I've got the screen open. I had that trade last week, and we're trying to rebound. So let's see what happens up here. Just kind of, hold on. Bring that over here. And, oh yeah, so I will give away a 30-day package too. But everybody that wants to get in on it, listen, just get over to harmonictrader.com, basic membership, and then the free trial. All of that's there. Just get with the program. Let's see here. Bring it back. So what's working, guys? I mean, there's not a hell of a lot that's working at the moment, and I've been saying we need to kind of just get things on our radar. Let this market do what it needs to do. QQQ, okay? That's a big one. That's been probably more harmonic than any of the other major markets because we have talked about the need to resolve the 1618 from last year. Oh, hold on. It has been spot on. And this is just a natural harmonic relationship. The primary 1.618, that is our primary number, is there. And that was 627. And we've been saying, 1618s, well, they need 382s. That's the minimum harmonic reaction right there. And that's what we've been dealing with. So roughly, it was 627 as the 1618, and then our 382 right off the top puts us around 547. And I'm still saying that's what needs to go down. Relieve the condition. What's the problem here? It's just taking us a lot longer than I think any of us really wanted to go through, but that has been the call since last fall. And it's the whole need for a retracement is almost identical to last year. And so if we were comparing ourselves to last year, I would say we're like here, which was a year ago was like end of March, first week of April, we had capitulated. So we're here, first week of April. We don't have a capitulation yet. Close, but not yet. But we're going to need something. And I'm thinking still it's down at that 382. That's the minimum. That's our minimum retrace. All aggressive trends as well usually are going to find themselves hitting a 382 retracement before they continue. And we've seen that. Minimum 382s. That's what happened off of here, off of 22. So be aware of that. Again, tough to get long in light of the fact that the market is still processing last year's rally, needs to retrace. So embrace the retrace. Not to say that we shouldn't be looking for ideas. I mean, there's been some interesting things that have popped up recently, but I think we still need to give this time. We get there, and then it'll be like the light switch going on. We absolutely rock and roll. Not there yet. Again, and last year I started jumping a little bit too early, kind of like we were like here, and then we had that big flush and then rebound. Couple here. Let me bring that back over. So what are you guys looking at? Isn't there a larger, what's up, Wilderness? Welcome to the show. Isn't there a larger bullish Gartley on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, as well as Microstrategy, weekly, monthly? Yeah. Yeah, but they haven't confirmed yet. I mean, Bitcoin is the 4-hour time frame. Microstrategy, yes, we do have a pattern there. Where'd it go? Get back here. Here, MicroStrategy is like this. MSTR. Longer term, check out the monthly Gartley. It's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. And again, what do we do here? We talk harmonic pattern framework, but what are harmonic patterns on a chart? They're a pretty picture. Unless we have confirmation, we have no trade. Look at this monthly, and it's a monthly for MicroStrategy. It's an all-time Gartley going back since the low back in 23. But what's the problem? Where's confirmation? XA level is 126. It's a great pattern. It's a great pattern. But is the trade 126 or is it something lower where we trigger it under the XA level? That's a minimum. That's a minimum. Oh, I see the news here. Sailor bought how many more? 4,800, almost 4,900 more Bitcoin. Good for him. I mean, again, I admire the guy's tenacity. Eventually, I think he'll be right. Eventually. But I think he'll go for a drawdown before that happens. And we know the deal. There's the weekly chart. Now, this is even better because similar pattern, not exactly the same. It's pulling off of the 2024 low. It's not the 2023 low. Structurally still there, and you actually do have confirmation here. Not bad. I mean, double diamond, all of that. And last week, the prior week was ideal check back. With all of that being said, okay, the first point or first week to even be looking was maybe 10 days ago. And what do we see? We see a reversal down, check back on strategy. And where are we? We're finally coming out of oversold world. HSI is above the 50. But since we checked back, guys, we need one green bar. You got to print some green. We need a simple price action reversal out of this low to even consider it. It's a devastating move. 500 down to 125. That's quite a clip. But I would be watching it. Look, I don't want to be totally dismissive. I just think this price action has been so devastating, especially you go back the last 6 months. That's pretty crazy. We need to put in some kind of higher low on the daily. Can we get a dot check back? And all of that's more like 115. And I've been saying this for a while. I mean, it's a great example of a beautiful pattern, at least in the monthly, no confirmation. Okay, there you go. But the weekly, all right, that's probably the time frame we want to monitor. But we need to see some action here. And what I'm looking at is if we kind of keep sliding under 114 or what have you, the overshoot will be that 886. And that's common. When we look at the Gartley, guys, the XA level with the ABCD, those are all mandatory minimums. And then we can use, I like to call it a layering technique, where you have the 786 and then we kind of stack the additional 886 just underneath it, kind of that little extra overspill tolerance. That's about $97, $98. So I like the idea. Look, contrarian thinking is definitely the way to go. A lot of this stuff's been beaten up. These are good ideas you guys have. It's just, do we have the concrete signals in those zones to generate the trade opportunity? I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's there yet. If we spent maybe a few more weeks or we could print some green bars, start to turn around, okay, then you're dealing with a type 1. And that type 1 would go from there. You would look at it 271. It's not there yet. Not there yet. It's good stuff though. Sailor doesn't care about the framework, although that's a great comment, Chip. Chip is saying that Sailor should have got with the framework. I don't think he really cares. I think this is like an all-in play. I just think he's kind of said, this is a concept that I'm going to stake my life on at any price because, he thinks there's a limited supply. And I mean, with all the things that these people have been saying, what's the problem with it is that the true limited supply factor will not occur until he's long gone, guys. The whole release of coins. When is that? Some of you probably know a lot better than me. Isn't it like, doesn't the supply run out in like 2068 or something like that? I you know back me up on that if anybody knows what the end date for the release of coins will be. And I think that's something that people lose sight of, where, yeah, eventually Bitcoin will no longer have any coins to be released, but that's decades down the line. Sailor's, I think he's older than me, and that's saying something. So what does he got? 20 years? 30 years? What do we all got? I mean, what do we all got, right? I don't care how old are you. I mean, what? Anybody in here? What do you got? 50 years maximum? We got any teenagers in the house? Good luck, guys. I mean, seriously. Let's live for today. Let's just, I like playing long term, but I'm also a realist. And a lot can happen between now and then. I wanted to show you guys something that is kind of an example of that. So, I started buying Microsoft last week down here at 370. I'm waiting for a dot, but we did check back on the dot on the weekly. But we started with a couple of things. Some of the targets back here, 352 to 360 area, this deep crab. Okay, really, really close. I mean, I just started with 100, probably get to a few hundred shares, but I'm waiting for that larger position to settle down. But I want to go back in time and show you guys what kind of things are possible. And you go back to something like the late 90s, early 2000s. Seems like a blip on the radar, but this happens. Oh, come on back here. This is something to be aware of, that markets move in cycles. Okay, there's Microsoft from inception. Split adjusted was like 30 cents, and then at the Y2K 1999 peak, it was 50, $60 split adjusted. And then Microsoft did nothing for 10 years, guys, and traded as low as 15, $16 before running to 700. That's a lot of time. I mean, there's in that whole time for me, there's two marriages and a kid, and a couple different cities, like a half a dozen cities moving around for me in this whole time, where that's a lot of living right there. But this is possible when you think about the markets and how this stuff can go into like a absolute bear winter phase, and all the way down here at $16. Yeah, that did seem kind of crazy. That was 2008. Now, what? Not even 20 years later, you were, well, at the top you were 30x. Now you're still 20x. But don't lose sight of the fact that we can go into these super negative environments. It doesn't have to go up straight up forever. It moves in cycles. You typically see the way that the markets move. I like to think of patterns, movements happening in bunches, and then things not happening at all for a long time. Don't lose sight of that. It's not always a linear assessment. So for now, Microsoft, let's see what we can do all the way up here at 370-ish, 365. I'm looking for the check back. There's a lot going on here. I mean, it's early, but we're focused sharply there. 350. What's that check back low? 344. I might be a touch early. I might be a month early on any Microsoft entry, but it's a nibble. Enter in bunches. Yeah, and in bunches. Enter in chunks, sell in lumps, meaning chunks, little pieces, lumps, big pieces. But that's where we are. We're trying to assess this completion down here, and look at Microsoft monthly chart here. How many months we've been red? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the last 9. So that's a pretty ugly situation so far. needing to give that some more time. Speaking of time, what's NASDAQ doing right now? NQ futures up, just off 135. Little bat back to back on the 32nd. Where's this going? Like right now, where's it going? Well, nice return phase move, 222. Maybe we get back to 193 for today. Well, for as we're talking. And the 5 minute time frames like this on the futures, that's actually, I'm kind of liking this. What was that? Oh, it's the micro. I didn't see this pattern on NQ futures on the March main contract or the mini, but this is the micro. And it's actually a good idea to have micro chart and the other main futures chart compare. Sometimes you get patterns like that. Regardless, there's a type 1 that has finished, guys. It's like this. Man, that I can't believe I missed that one. Whatever. Type 1 reactions over. And I'm still looking for this thing to roll back down for a larger retest. 75 is the big number. So that's like 150 lower from current levels. We can do that pretty easily. Gonna be, I have to say this just from experience. What's about to go down geopolitically? Oh, I really can't remember a time. I think the last time that really we had such an kind of an overhang, ominous situation about to unfold was probably either the Afghanistan thing in 2001 or even Gulf War 1. It's like that. But once that blew through, the markets capitulated and then absolutely exploded. And I think that's what we're going to face. We get through the immediate events about to happen. I'm looking for that capitulation. And then we explode. Like everyone wants this. They want to see, the money printer go back on, all of that. Well, nothing like a big fat war to get things going again. I think people might be a little overly bearish. But yes, this capitulation we've been waiting for, it's coming. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, could be in a month, but I don't think it's going to be in two. I think we're in a window of the next 30 days, guys. Yeah, well, let's take a look at Apple. Yeah, Apple was down 12 at one point today. I can go there, check that out. And let's see if we can get a trade set up a little later. I want to go through some markets right now. Also, I talked to Thursday. We're going to have Mitch Ray back on the show. It's been too long. Uh, what a great guy. I'm happy to have Mitch come on the show on Thursday. So Mitch and I haven't streamed in, I don't know, it's been a long time. It was last year at some point. So join us Thursday. Get Mitch back on the stream and he and I can really hammer it out. Looking forward to that. Probably a timely, even timelier Thursday than today. Apple 4 hour chart is a crab pattern. Come on back down like 240. But this is also what I'm talking about. Okay, looks crazy. Apple's only down 750 now. It was down 12. But what's going on here? A big, beautiful type 2. Just give me some confirmation. And then daily, weekly time frame. Yeah, it's on the daily as well. The 2 has been registered. So I'm like an Apple, guys. I look, this underlying assessment, okay, which is massive trend continuation. We are stuck in this ever growing trend channel until we break it, until absolutely violate it. The assumption that this multi year, if not nearly 10-year channel that just continues. I'm sorry, but it is. This is what happens when you have a monopoly and you can keep growing business and you have no competitors. So that's the deal. Um, What's up, Wayne? No, no M&Ms today. So we're going to short Hershey's. Yeah, yesterday or last session was a go long Coca-Cola and peanut M&M session. Today is like, well, it's not Starbucks. I have better coffee than that, but yeah. Actually one or two of the other ones we've mentioned, these are just old stodgy names, but they're amazing setups. The Clorox Company. Why would I be looking at that? Well, defensive, paying you 4+% to hold this puppy. What is it? 4.71. Okay, down here, and it's a bat on the weekly. We've got daily stuff down here, a whole bunch of things. And these are the kind of situations, turnaround situations I'm lining up. I like what's going on. And even the monthly, guys. You saw what happened with the, USO monthly patterns. They're significant. It's the same kind of a deal. 103.57. We're currently that's the XA 886. We're currently 103.58. And again, other areas like remember Target, right? Target, another big monthly pattern. This is big stuff. That's big stuff. Taking its time, but those are deep value patterns. Deep. What was the other one? Clorox. Was it Dow Chemical? Well, Dow Chemical, yes, but look at what happened. Already up at target one on Dow Chemical. Framework is real, folks. That's what you're looking at right there. Beautiful framework. Target one, 42.94. And this one's still yielding, what, is it 4? Yeah, it's a little lower, 4.31. I mean, back here, you were yielding like 6 plus. A couple others. Short Walmart. Well, yeah, you're down 4 today, but, you're still in this uptrend. We did have patterns up here on Walmart. Remember the crab pattern? Was it daily? Daily. Daily. There you go. And we said this was going into a type 1. Hop level 132 hit exactly. So we've just kind of ping ponging, and we're still in the uptrend. I mean, the long term trend channel still in force. And I said to you guys weeks ago that, hey, even if we got to 105, that's probably going to be the next massive opportunity to get long to ride the trend channel up from Walmart. So short it, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's for maybe for a few months, but these are the kind of things I'm looking to keep adding into. Really, a lot. There's a lot there. I really think it's just something that you be patient. There's a category of positions that I do where there's a percentage of my money that goes long term. There's a percentage of allocation that I have to buy stocks like baseball cards and get them on the long term. Buy, hold, not sell them. Let my kid inherit them. And those are the ones like Walmart. Those are ones like Altria. You guys know this is one of my favorite ones. Altria. Been long this thing for years and years. And just keep adding on dots. Altria here with a deep crab. It's a type 2, but look, every time. Look at all the weekly oversold, oversold, oversold. And they're just slow, steady. You go up, you come back, you get oversold, you add more, let it come up, come back. And Altria is kicking out a 6.31% yield. Basically, you're getting paid to just strategize the oversold signals on a weekly or monthly chart and keep adding, keep adding. Better than putting your money in a bank account. What else? What are you guys looking at? Neo. Yes, Neo. What's up? Wayne, thanks for bringing that up. Neo is one. We said get that on the radar. Got to be thinking people are going to just kind of be sick and tired of dealing with paying for $5 gas, and it should be an impetus for an EV resurgence. But Neo, we've been talking about the big weekly, monthly patterns down here, and then we have the Shark to 50. So here you go, Shark to 50 down here, and back down to 552, maybe as low as 460. This is a massive opportunity down here. It is going to take time, but it's a hell of a turnaround play. I like it. Neo, and we talked about Rivian. Those are probably the top two. And then even some of the others you guys know, like the solar, our TAN ETF. All right. Coming off a little bit, but I think TAN has gotten oversold again where it's setting up. It's getting closer to yet another opportunity to get in on this. We're coming down. Get it on the retrace. But I like those ideas. Just give them time. Oh, the other one was N phase. Remember this? I have this system at my house. It's amazing. The stock has been devastated, but I'm looking at this because of beautiful patterns. All right, where's the opportunity, guys, for this, for N phase? Their batteries, they say they're semiconductors, and they're not really. But it's back down here. Now, why have they collapsed 80%? Well, the government pulled the subsidies. But pattern-wise, yeah, I'm looking down here. It's a type 1, but give me a dot. That's somewhere down at like 27, currently 31. And this happens a lot. You get a great pattern, and you get kind of a big surge. But if we don't have confirmation, typically you're going to retest. We will and wait for that confirmation and get ready to go. That and the other one's First Solar. All really good ideas that are kind of triggering. Remember, there's a bunch of stuff that triggered some dots and patterns all last week. So I think we're getting closer. Yeah. Oracle for the long term, says Mr. Ken. And yeah, Oracle, we've been waiting for some kind of retrace down here. The weekly, I mean, this is a big parabolic surge. The weekly finally came back to that trend line. And then where's the daily? Yeah, it's kind of sloppy, no doubt, but look what happened. We came back and did that looping retest of the Gartley at 141. So, yeah, I mean, I like it. I would prefer to see this thing on, where's the weekly turnaround? There's the weekly. We just popped above the 50 in the last 2 weeks. What's really going to get this going is once amplified pops back above the 50. But I'm thinking, sub 140. There's an opportunity here. I like it. And again, Ken's bringing this up. These are good ideas, guys. They're really good ideas. Oracle, it's not going away. It's on, you're getting it on a 50-60% retrace. So give me the triggers. Give me the concrete signals to where this will turn around. I mean, we're down there at 142 currently. Hey, if this takes 10 points to turn around and get above the 50, so be it. But that will start it. We'll, fire it back up. What's else? What's going on? Everyone else, Lyft is a double dot. What's up, Jack? What's up, Jack? Lyft, Lyft. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Weekly, what was that pattern? I don't know what happened there. Lyft went through this whole post IPO 886 reset, really common. So consider that done. And then what are we looking at on the daily? There you go. Bat pattern, no confirmation. Yeah, I think you would be closer. Again, it's a good idea. Fundamentally, that's a good idea. Fundamentally, okay, for starters, it's 50% off the recent high. We it looks like we had that capitulation right into the zone at 12. Don't really have any confirmation just yet, but not bad. That's okay. Where's the weekly? The weekly, what he's talking about is a double or double dot, diamond dot, and that's maybe more like 1372. So, okay. Yeah, I think if you're maybe catch the breakout, catch that continuation, get amplified. That's our bottom indicator right there, above 50. Get that above 50 there. That's pretty good though. Look, some of the other ones we've talked about previously, like we looked at, was it nanonuclear, where we had patterns down here, big kind of 886 reset. Had the huge move last year to 58, and now you're sub 20. But where's the opportunity? Retesting a bat, first bat, second bat, and then daily we put in the dot on Friday. So yesterday, well, actually today is day one, but that's another example of one of these decimated markets. All right, I guess that was all fluff up to $60, but is there still an opportunity down here? I think you're closer. I think you're really. It's like the Paramount Skydance. You needed that confirmation before you could get going. This is the same kind of a thing. That's why I say line these up and let's get some development. Let's get above the 50 level. Like, amplified's there. What's the clear? Sorry, HSI is there. Amplified got rejected. So maybe that needs another week or so before we can really get above the 50 level. That price will follow. A lot of those got decimated. I mean, a lot of those big markets, like even Bloom Energy, now 136. This was $20 last year, trying to hold up. But where's the next oversold level? Wait for it. We gotta be patient. Like, guys, we have to be patient. The market has been in this extended kind of grind lower where we're setting up opportunities, but they haven't triggered yet. What else? Couple more. Schlumberger. What's up, Matthew? Great to see you. I think it's good to look at some of these energy names. We looked at Transocean last time. Schlumberger. Yeah, up here at. See, this is interesting. Big crab pattern. Schlumberger. I need a dot. Maybe we come back and retest like 55, but that is a type 2, guys. That's a beautiful crab pattern. What needs to happen is you go back and retest this upper range to trigger it. So you're closer. I don't know if I'd want to be longing that. And then there's the weekly on Schlumberger. So again, what's the pattern tell us? Like, I think anybody right now would say, okay, oil is going to go to 200 or whatever. And so maybe all the companies are just going to play out. No, not really. I mean, we've got a bearish type 2 crab pattern on the weekly and daily. So this is overdone for now. I would prefer to be waiting for a retrace on that next opportunity. Couple others. What about UNH? Boy, I mean, we talked about UNH. Again, yeah, it's up 10% today. Do we really have any signals down here, guys? Monthly? Not really. Maybe that's like a 1 week, 1 day affair. That should be a Gartley right there. Where is my Gartley? Maybe it didn't hit the 786, but boy, that's got a nice M formation on it. It would kind of be like this. United Healthcare. I'm still longer term for United Healthcare. I need to see a little bit more. It's a bat. Your B point's at a 50, and the 886 is like 250. Currently 310. Again, I'm looking for more ideal setups than that, and you're still all the way down there, kind of flushed out. You haven't even gotten oversold. I mean, again, good idea, but is there a pattern? Do we have any oversold readings? No, not yet. I'll tell you the one I like that's just going to go on forever is Johnson and Johnson. And the last time we looked at J&J was last year at 141, an explosion all the way up there. So, again, Johnson and Johnson, I think, pretty much you could fat finger long and never lose just by holding it forever. But with that kind of a move, I would let that come back down. There are other, like, Target and Clorox and some of those others we mentioned, those kind of older, stodgy companies, assets. They're just not ready yet. What else, you guys? What's going on? No, we have no tip jar here. No tips. If you guys want to support me, just sign up as a basic member. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you're really wanting to get down and dirty with harmonic patterns, you got to get the software, okay? Right there. So, again, appreciate the tip request, but I don't do tips, so keep it easy that way. But send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. We also have those other platforms, MetaTrader, eSignal, Ninja. Ninja's phenomenal, by the way. Sierra Chart. We do have Thinkorswim, but guys, that might get phased out. I don't know. It's a long story. If you really want to just get a taste here, get the TradingView program for free, and then you'll see everything that it can do for you. Couple more. Halliburton, the old Dick Cheney kingdom, right? Halliburton. Oh no, Hal. Do you want Hal or you want Hindustan Aeronautics? That's a crazy chart right there. I thought you were meaning Halliburton. Halliburton is like that. HAL on the NYSE. Not a fan. Like there's certain companies, guys, and because of Dick Cheney, I mean, he's just he was a real special creep. And I'm getting Dick Cheney vibes actually lately. But nah, I mean, that one, it's a shark to 5-0, overbought. I think there's better ones like XEL, Exelon. There you go. Excel Energy. Well, That's overcooked. I do like Rig. We talked about that last time. That Rig is. Could we get it on a retrace? You want to talk about recovery play? Transocean, that is deep well exploration. Looks like that's making a comeback. You're gonna need to. And then of course, what's my number one play in energy, guys? Valero. I've just forever been saying you want energy, get VLO. And then some of the others like ConocoPhillips, would also be good. They're are hitting the top end of some resistance. But Valero's the one, guys. They're the kings. They're going to be around forever. Like those. Couple of clean CLNE. We talked about that in the last week or two. All the way down here as a real speculative energy play. We did do the check back 2 weeks ago at 220, currently 255. But you're looking at that. It's going to take time, but you're looking for that to get to target one. How do we know? Where does the acceleration really happen? Because there's the monthly. There's your monthly. It did check back and held that green line support. That's our confirmation. That dot, if you didn't know, we trigger off of patterns with dots and the check back as expressed by the green line. So it's responding. But where does the acceleration really happen? And we, again, talked about this. Somebody brought this up a couple weeks ago. I said, I really like this. It just needed a little more time. Get above the 50. You guys hear me say that all the time. That the indicator will move first before price. So there we pierced it. We broke the prior high. We do that one more time, guys. That's where the real expression of the price will unfold. Give it time. And this action here, CLNE holding the 50 line, those are great signs. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. When we get that kind of development and indicator confirmation before price, and that's coming in. I do like this. I mean, again, a little, nibble, nibble, start the nibble. 21 to 40, let's go, Chargers. I like that one. He got on Halliburton. Hindu's on the move, Chipper. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Hopefully not. CLR, what is that? What's CLR? Don't know. CLIR. I don't. What is that? Don't know here. Let's see. Clear Sign Technologies. Clear Sign. I know Clear Channel, but okay. My question is why? You just made new lows last month, all-time new lows on that. That's not development, guys. When you make a brand new low, that's not really development. Now let me see here. Okay, I get what you're saying. Again, beautiful pattern, but that's all it is. That's all it's been for a while. And this is what it's kind of like the MicroStrategy assessment. We get type 1, software kicks it out. But where's the yellow dot bullish confirmation? Because that completed in January 22. The first place we would look is there. August 23. And you had a bump and then right back down, another bump and right back down. So not the kind of development you really want to see. I mean, get me a higher low, or even better, get me a secondary confirmation that is higher than the last one. So you could be up in here, go up, and then come back down, and then maybe a higher confirmation. It's just not ready yet. Not ready yet. Give it that. That's going to take months, guys. I like the idea. Again, you guys have great ideas here. What I want to show you is that there is a definite way to determine, okay, to go from pattern to trade opportunity. That's a huge, huge concept that you have to embrace. That just because we have a pattern doesn't mean we're going to jump on the trade. We've got to have that confirmation. A couple others. CC, that used to be Circuit City. I think way back when. Chemours Chemical. And another, look at that, weekly. Last year at 11, now 22. This is kind of what I think Clorox is doing. What about the monthly chart? Beautiful. See? Okay, couple things I want to show you guys here that I like about it, and something you should consider with all IPOs. IPOs love to have the big markup phase, and then they typically go through an 886 reset cycle. So common. We've seen it in so many markets in the last year or so. And then come back, and there's your bat pattern. No confirmation, so kind of thinking that's just a reaction to 23 bucks. But it's a great pattern. And it's a beautiful one. It would not be a trade for me because I don't have any confirmation on the monthly. Was the weekly there? The weekly had some stuff down here at 11. Same pattern. But I'm still looking at target 1 here, $23 as the end of the move. We'll see. But what about DuPont? We haven't looked at that forever. DuPont, massive. There's another forever stock, guys, that did nothing for 5, 6 years. This thing's been around for a long time. And look at that. Great. Look at these patterns on DuPont. And we're back up here on the monthly. Amazing. There's the type 1. Back down. There's the 2. Would still need a dot up here. Old. What's DuPont paying? Only 2.68. I really like Clorox. I got to say, Clorox on pay almost 5%. Clorox, like it. I do like that. Dow Chemical, probably the better of these two. Couple others. STLA, Stellanta? Really? Isn't this like the third time in the past month we've talked about that? Stellantis, I don't even get it right. Okay, not a problem. What's going on here? Well, this was the old Chrysler, Renault. They recombined. Many of you are a little too young to even remember that this was back here was a government buyout, or the government had to come in and prevent them from going to bankruptcy. And then you have a couple. I mean, look, there's an 886 all the way down, back up all the way down. I'm not crazy about this. I mean, if you could try to take advantage of this down here at 7 or so, but let me tell you, if it goes to 20, you're out. You're not going to get some kind of new paradigm cycle shift. If you're looking for car companies, you're going to want to wait and get Tesla when it finishes this correction. So there's the monthly. Tesla. Okay? Tesla's been one. We have been waiting for the retrace. We've been waiting for 340. Oh, look. We're at 340. What's 340? Daily, target 1. And we're there. Check it out. Weekly. Excuse me, I'll come back. Weekly, target 1 minimum. Okay, and the deep crab, you can go back to what I was saying on this last summer, that we got up to 444, got some confirmation, topped it at 488, but we knew that was a type 2. And then it was like, okay, is this going to go to the hop, or what's it going to do? As soon as it started breaking down and we got under 444, we said we have to assume that this is in a type 2 reversal mode. And it is. What has to happen? I will be looking for the first arrow dot confirmation. I mean, hitting target 1, 340, mission accomplished. But T2, arrow, diamond, dot. There's perfect. That's where the beautiful pattern becomes a trade opportunity. But we're looking for target 2. So Tesla is going to be somewhere between 340 and 249. Give me the first oversold signal. So I'm still saying lower on Tesla. And look at what HSI is doing. This is pretty interesting if you break it down. Look at this HSI, reminiscent of last year. And we're all the way down there, almost a negative 20. Currently, negative 17. Plenty of time, guys. It's the same deal as last year. The same thing. Again, let it come in. We're going to get the inflection. There's plenty of time. There is an opportunity here, but I want to just kind of highlight again. You go here. All right. We entered the zone. It was February, March of last year. We finally pivoted. It was literally 1 year ago. Is it 1 year ago to the day? Almost. That we put in that bottom at 214. And then we came out. But where was the acceleration? Not until we got above the 50. And that was there. Same deal. We're early. We're super early. But I'm looking, and I do think that, look, things get crazy, and we could capitulate down here to 249. And that would be the ideal continuation point for the long-term trend. It's not there yet. We are still in that type 2 phase. Let it come in. Here was another one. So we were talking about USAR last week. And we had patterns. We had confirmation down here. What needed to happen? Okay, there was the dot, the retest right in here off that bat pattern. The confirmation was like 1471, XA level 14. Remember, as USA Rare Earth, government took a position in this and it popped to 30 from 12 back down. We're now I'm looking. This is where we are shifting from pretty pattern to real trade opportunity. What needs to happen? We've been looking at, there's our arrow from last week. We got to get above the 50. We're still below the 50. I find this is a better technique, especially for these longer term plays, to avoid drawdown, avoid kind of swimming in something that hasn't developed enough. Okay, it's heading lower. It's got to get above the 50. Keep it on the radar. I like it. Just keep it on the radar. What else? Fubo. Fubo. Is that the TV? It sure is. I tried that. That's okay. I'm not really crazy about. Look at the trend too. Like what is going to be a trending industry? A subscription service? Maybe you get some kind of recovery play down here, but not really. Just deep oversold. This is kind of like a failed concept chart, even. Zero development, because what happened the last 2 or 3 weeks? We made new lows for the whole move. Here's one that I brought up last week that I do like. Take Two Interactive, guys. Okay, weekly, daily, and weekly patterns here. This is a T2. Around 197, confirmation is where's that line? That line right there. It's like 199. I'm watching it. What again? You get the pattern, you get the confirmation. Just ask yourself, where is HSI amplified? Are these moving aggressively above the 50 level? Not yet, but closer. Let's line them up. I mean, really, let's line these up. Because if we get that big capitulation like last year, what's going to happen is you're going to dump it hard in the course of 2 or 3 sessions, and then you're going to pivot right out. What else? What else? Axon collapsing. Isn't that the insurer? I hope they all do. I believe those are no, that's aerospace. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But 362. No bullish development there, my friend. Was 800. Sheesh. What do you do with that? You gotta wait. Any patterns? I don't have anything. I mean, it's down 50 today, making new lows. There's no reason to catch that knife, guys. No, there's nothing here that would even tempt me. So yeah, the other one, someone said Boeing, and Boeing's been very interesting. Boeing has patterns on the daily. 204 to 190, looking good, looking like we're stabilizing here. And I think there was a weekly, yeah, the weekly oversold registered on Friday. And I like Boeing, despite all the problems they had. Look, this is another forever stock. The monthly chart, a little overbought up there, but the monthly is again shows you how much this thing has. That's a big, deep retrace. Yeah, you're overbought here at 209. Like the last monthly trigger was 144. But I like the idea. Boeing's going to be in business forever. Nothing to get around it. It's just at what right? What's the price? I think that price is more like 190 down here. Maybe hop level, retest both bat patterns. We need a confirmation trigger. Fill the gap 198 and get running again. It's a good one. Broadcom, hey, still long. I'm sweating that, but whatever. Broadcom, Nvidia, it's trying to bounce up. This has been super disappointing for me. Really super disappointing, but conceptually, I still like it, kind of like it. I think we got to stretch out our trend line, our trend channel. We have to go like this on it. It's, that accelerated trend is over. It's probably more like that. Don't have anything that's really screaming. Not yet, at least. Broadcom is kind of like Nvidia. It's been a sideways to down grind, and Nvidia, although Nvidia hit 163. Okay, that was 2 weeks ago or last week, which was the 382. Look, natural harmonic response. Okay, you have a really clear, you go here, you had the big down move last year, 1618 advance. I mean, that was 93. And then you go, it was 212. It was like a 1618, 1902. And then the 382 is, yeah, let's get on right on that. Let's be really exact. 382 is somewhere, I thought it was 163. Oh, I think it hit it in the extended hour session, which it can do that. But that's your all-time 382. Nvidia. Wait for it. I mean, again, Nvidia, another phenomenal company that, yeah, on principle, you could fat finger long it wherever. I prefer to measure and be patient. Wait for it. Let it come to me. And where's the weekly? We didn't register weekly. No. Still needs time. That was one of the reasons last summer when we stalled out at the 1618 across the board. And Nvidia did the same thing. I was like, I think the market needs to digest that 1618 move, which it has. These are good ideas, guys. Across the board, these are good ideas. We're just in this time where we need to let the retrace finish its job and be ready to pounce when they trigger it. Again, to a T, it's like 2025. Couple more. You guys have a lot. Yeah, you got a few airplane to replace, especially after blowing up a few $1 billion in airplanes to save one guy. Uh, mm, Park Hotels and Resorts. I have no idea what that is. PK? I don't have that. Park, what's up? Mata Moritz? What is that though? I don't have that. Park Aerospace? I don't know that one either, but that's a hell of a chart. Eee, look at that. These aerospace, they're rocking. Yeah, I mean, again, look at this. This thing didn't do much. Park Aerospace. Wow. Three patterns, guys, over the last 20 years, and finally getting that bigger move. I'm looking at GSAT. Remember Global Star? I said we break above 75. This thing could really get, or 78. This could really start to reclaim this whole range. So far rejected at 78. I'm looking for the failure on Global Star. It's above 78 though. Shout out to my buddy Richmond. He's all over this. Goodyear tire. I love the idea. I haven't seen this chart in a long time. Love the idea. Goodyear tire and rubber. Another cyclical play, a dividend play, 674. What are we getting? Where's our dividend? They're not paying any more dividend? Well, I still like the idea, kind of an old stodgy company, but I need confirmation. We're a T2 on the shark. And look at the patterns. I'm phenomenally harmonic. Even for a company like this. Look, there's the bat all the way back down to give us a shark to 5-0. Retest, give me a dot, get me an arrow. Even look at that all time. Look at that. Guys, the patterns work out. The framework unfolds, whether it's a monthly chart, it's a daily, it's a 5 minute, and that's what you're looking at here. I like the idea. I wish These kind of plays, though, I would prefer to get paid. Give me 5-6% yield to stay in there. Here's another one. Intel, guys. Intel up 154. And boy, I instead of, I was trying to be a year ago. I told you guys the story. I jumped in on this at 30 on like 500 shares and got destroyed. It went to 18, but I wasn't selling. It was a longer term play. It took over a year for that thing to turn around. It wasn't easy. I mean, few times I was tempted to just throw in the towel and say, screw it. Okay, I lost a chunk of money. Yeah, get me out of this garbage. But I was like, no, man, semis are going to win. Like, I'm still big on the semiconductor index. I still think semis are going to continue to just go much, much higher into the future. At the what price? Hopefully the right price. And Intel printed, went from a crab to a shark pattern. Right there. There's the retest. And I wouldn't, I'm still looking at this. We would need some kind of a dot here, but we have a $252. A lot of things here where I have to think about, maybe am I going to take it off up here now for a profit, or am I looking to play for a new cycle 1618 expansion? Because if you go back, we're still, the all-time high, guys, was 1999. And we saw what happened with Microsoft. So I'll wait. If I get a dot on a monthly chart, I'll have plenty of time to jump it. It's just not yet. So far, so good on Intel. I'm staying long. I remember saying this too. That I said if I had real guts, I'd buy a couple thousand shares down here, but I didn't want to average down. And that happens. But let's see what goes down the next month or two on Intel. I do think that if we're up here, if Intel's really going to blow it out and become kind of a new player, resurgent player in semis like it was back in 99, we're going to take out 6350. And I would be thinking that, if, and that's a big if, but if Intel is a real player here, and I'm talking the next 3 to 5 years, the deep crab that's forming takes it to a 1618, up to 117, 120. All right. But if you're not into Intel, the place is not to buy it here. It's to wait for the failure above 6350, 65, because then you'll break it out. So that's not bad for everything that's going on. That's looking a lot better. Couple more, guys. What do we got? Wayne got in at Intel, $19. I know we were talking about it, Wayne, and it was a good idea. I just, I really whiffed it. I whiffed the entry. I think I whiffed the entry. It was like a daily or weekly something. Yeah, I think it was here around 30, and it just got caught. And what happened? It went to the hop level. So hop level's been the bomb. Hop, harmonic optimal price. What is that? The harmonic optimal price. That is the maximum structural limit we give any pattern. So with all the patterns, you got to think in zones, guys, because that's what the measurements are. It's not a singular point. The confirmation's a singular point, but when we're looking at any pattern, what we're looking at is ballparking the zone. And that's like here. That's kind of the assessment. Where's the harmonic support long term on that? It's in here. And there you go. It's in that area. That's the whole PRZ, potential reversal zone. I have to kind of clarify that too. Some people say price reversal zone, whatever you want to call it. PRZ, that's where that concept comes from. But think in the zone, not just one spot. So you're identifying this area. I guess the other mistake was that I ran into, I think it was down here. It was like May 24. Entry was good, but we had a counter HSI that sent it back down. But I'm holding on to it. Yeah, I bent some rules to get that, but so be it. It worked. Right on. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I mean, listen, back then with all of that crypto demise, those stocks, yeah, I hear it saved my butt. And RGNX for Jack. Regenx Bio. Jack, you got to have the software to be pulling up a chart like this because that's perfect. What is this? Pharmaceutical? They enter a settlement with GlaxoSmithKline. Okay. Looks like that was pretty significant to not only complete the pattern but generate oversold dot confirmation this week. Let's start looking at that next week. Please bring that back up next week, but 733 to $8. A lot going on there. That's a really nice pattern, my man. I appreciate that one. Yes, a couple others. What's up, Cryptox? Lawyer wants to look at, is that the Euro or Encore Energy? I'll look at both. Nice Cryptox. I mean, if it's Encore Energy, 169 is your XA Gartley on the weekly with, I mean, well done, guys. This is why you get the software. Look, that's why you get the software. All of that. It completed 3 weeks ago. It checked back 2 weeks ago. Now starting to develop. That's the kind of low floater I can go with. I definitely can buy into that one. Let's keep an eye on that. About the only thing that I would want to see here, you know what I'm going to say, get above the 50 on that. Where are we? Hello. Hello. Yeah, we got to get it above the 50. There, get above the 50. But I like low floaters like these. What was the other one from last time? Was it STIM? I forget who brought that up. Neuronetics. That was from last time. And I really, Neuronetics was, I never heard of that before, but multiple patterns here on a weekly chart. And you check back, you're up. Again, all of the signs we want to see where you have pattern, that's the step one. HSI there, confirmation, sure, above the 50. And then about the only thing, maybe it's like next week, but we want to see that continue above the 50. There's a lot going on. Oh, we see patterns here, guys. Lots of patterns. All right, they're probably a week, 2, maybe 3 weeks away from really getting going. What was the other one? Was it Saddle? Saddle Logic? No, that was November at a buck, but a similar kind of a situation. The pattern and then confirmation. That's what we want to look for. But notice, I mean, that's it went to 7. Where did the real price acceleration happen? Once that got above the 50, okay, and then amplified above 50. Oh, what's up, Jim Diamond? Are you really the Jim Diamond? Are are you if you can finish with the proper 2 digits after these 3 letters, I'll know it's you. Jim Diamond. After OPC, what do you put? What are the 2 numbers you put after OPC? If you can finish that, I know it's you, my man. Can it really be Jim Diamond? We'll have to see. Uh, is BBAI cooked? It sure doesn't look good. BBAI just squatting here. Yo, Jimmy Diamond. Whoa, what up, kid? Jim Diamond, what are you up to, my man? Since when are you into stocks, buddy? Great to see you. Welcome to the show. Jim Diamond, man, he's a legend. Dude is a legend, right? Okay, Jim Diamond, let's go. Can't believe. I know it's you, playa. What's going on, man? How have you been? It's been a long time. Why aren't you in that group? You should be in that chat group, my man. I'm going to ask it. It is really. No, and it's not Jim Dimon from JP Morgan. It's an even more interesting guy than Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan. I graduated with this guy. This guy's a legend. A monster. It's a Hulkster. Right there. You were a broker, brother. Right on. I was a former RIA, and I've been doing the Harmonic thing. I created the Harmonic thing decades ago. Wrote a couple books, made some cash, and we have a fun show. Tuesdays, Thursdays, guys. Hey, Jim Diamond, go get my software. All right? Go get the software, Jimmy. Send me an email too, but send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst. I'll even give you an OPC 87 discount. I can't believe it's you, brother. Great to see you. Thanks so much for showing up. Uh, I don't know. Do you know anything about harmonic patterns? It is me, man. It's so funny. Jim Diamond is one of these guys, and he's a legend from our school, D1 football player, and he's just one of a cast of characters that I went to high school with. I mean, just the crew from that class, remarkable, remarkable. Just about everybody from that class went out and did something really solid. So, welcome to the show, man, and do reach out to me. Great to talk to you. Great, thanks for giving me a shout out here. Um, JD30. No, BBAI. Sorry, guys, I got off track. Look, we know about these low floaters, right? What do you need? You need confirmation. Hasn't done squat since the trend line retest. And why? Well, harmonic strength index has yet to pop. Last time we were above the 50 was back here in September 25. We rolled over all the way back down. We're going to get a dot. You need one more solid week. And then again, here's another situation. Get Big Bear above the 50. I mean, it's not a bad speculative play. It just this shit did not get the continuation. We were looking for this back in November and to get above the 50 and do a 1618 advance. It all just kind of flamed out. We'll get another shot down here. There's a few of those. Look, at least this thing didn't go back to a buck. There's so many of those, like, ASTS and Rocket Lab and all of those. It came all the way back down. Look, Rocket Lab, even not too bad, Rocket Lab. Okay, Jim Diamond in the house, everybody. So funny. You know what, Jim? Weren't you the one that gave me the chili con carne? I think you were the one that gave me the chili con carne, the Chilco nickname. In I forget what was his name in our math class. Oh, that's so funny. I forget who was that. The teacher. I forget. It was a funny guy. Yeah, Jim Diamond was the guy that called me chili con carne or Chilco. So funny, man. Are you still in Philly? Gotta know. All right, right on. Let's keep it rock and rolling. What else? What else do you guys have here? Well, let's go back. We're just looking for a trade. Can we get NQ? Let's see where's NQ right now. NQ off 145. Let's see. Let's take a look. Little confirmation up here. What is this? Hold on. Oh yeah, we're here we go. Middle of the day. Weak ass action. 30-second dot, guys. What about the 5 minute? What do we got? Yeah, we had that shark to 5-0. Every rally has been getting sold for months, and I don't expect that to change. Like, what can we look for? So end of the world supposed to be tonight, right? End of the civilization supposed to happen tonight. So where's the market going to go if it's the end of the civilization? We got to do the capitulation retest. Yesterday they held it up, and then they were able to sell it off in the overnight like that. Yeah, and we dumped it in the morning. It was like this yesterday. Was like 24.4, and I'm looking up there. What do we got here? 30-second time frame. Yeah, we're a little oversold right now. Can we come back on the little bat pattern here? Let's see. 5-second. Let's see if we get a scalper. Shark pattern 206. I wish I had a dot there. You know, maybe I'm willing to do a shark to 5-0 thing. Let's see here. Hold on. What's that? The hop level 06. I don't have a dot. I'm probably going to force it. I'm going to force it for Jim Diamond. See if I can show him some skills here. 206.75. That's our harmonic optimal price. Let's see if we can register that down. Retest that. Where are we on HSI? Still pointing lower, guys. Let that come back down. Let's look 206.75. That's hop level. What, 209, 210? I told you I'd go to 2 o'clock today. Maybe we stretch it out for till 2:30. Hold on. Come on, give me that 206 retest. Looking for a little turnaround bounce up here. Yeah, come on. I'm a little late on that. The hop level, guys, on those 5-second charts have been money. What about 30? 30-second time frame? Still on a type 1. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. 210, 206 is the number, guys. Let's see what we get. We got to get HSI moving in the right direction as well. Come on down. Here we go for that retest. 206.75. All right, there's the test. Can we get some inflection there? All right, we're going back in for another little 5-second confirmation. Let's get a dot in here. It should happen pretty quickly. Let's do the retest dot and go. This is great on the 5-second as well. You always know I'm saying you got to get above 50 level. Well, here we go. We're looking for something. Tell me what HSI is doing. It's not ready yet. Not ready yet. Let's get a dot for this retest to go. All right, there's a dot. No dot. Got to wait for it to complete. There's on the 50. There's our check. Okay, start looking. See, not ready yet. And not above the 50 level. Look right here. Got to get that to turn around now or it's a no-go. Can't get above the 50. Come on, there you go. There you go. One more bar. Is that around 200-ish? Where's that line? That's like 202. I'll go 202. All right, guys, I just went on 202. Hold on. 20. What is it? Looking here, 203. Hold on. Get that bump up and go above the 50. I'm going to stop the break even. Oh, here we go. Sorry. There's the screen. Just going on one. I went at 203, guys. There's 100. We're looking for this thing. Get up to about 13. Just a quick scalp, right? Just a scalp and go. There's a counter dot. Let's see how, can we get to 13? Taking to 13. I'll just, yeah, see, there's a counter dot already. I'm not crazy. Yeah, told you. Should have scalped that out. Just looking for these quick scalps on that. Let's see if we get one more here. And just do one more trade. 0675 is the hop level. I should have just scalped out that quick 100. Why? Because we got the counter dot. But try it again. One more time here. Let's see. One more time. Take one more try. I should have just clipped that $100, but let's do it again. And I was looking for at least to get back up into the zone. Come on. Retest confirmation at 0175. And hop level at 675 has to come above there. Come on. Looking better. Hold on. Looking for this shark to at least get out of the hole. I don't like the counter dot though. I don't like the fact that we've already got that overbought signal. Hold on. What's HSI doing? Come on. This one's for Jimmy. Can we get out of there? Looking better. Hold on. What's the 30 look like? Yeah, 30's already right back. I see it. See, we're against that type 2 right now on the bat pattern. I mean, that was, it got to 13. That was the scalp number. Hold up, hold up. Stay with it. Let's see what happens here. I'm kind of liking this for a move back to 34, guys. Go to target 1 at 34. It's slow. We had this problem last week. It just, this time of the day has been just a snail's pace. Let's see here. 06. All right, let's see if we get one more confirmation, guys. I'll take one more shot down here to 0675. But I need to get arrow dot confirmation. Try it again. One more shot. Come on. Of course, Jim Dimon would show up the night before the end of the world. But seriously, guys, tonight, whatever happens tonight, I think we're pretty clear on what our levels are going to be. Looking for crude oil, go to 140, USO to 177, and let's capitulate this market once and for all. Lower. Look at this choppy garbage. Hold up. Couple more. Hey, guys, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. I'm at like almost 35,000 subscribers. I'd like to see that 35. I think I'm caring a little bit more about those numbers than I ever did. So hit like and subscribe. We're going to be back here on Thursday. I'm giving you all that preview. If you want to get, oh, here's the thing. Also, let's give away a 30-day package for the gold membership and the software. First person to type in HPC 30. And then you got to message me over on the Discord, which I just put that link in. Come on. Can we get oversold? Yeah, we're chopping this. Just chopping this. 0675 is the number, but I don't have confirmation. The last confirmation, guys, was that bearish dot. I'm tempted just to take a whack at that. Let's see. Give me one more confirmation down here. There's 13. When we made it back to 13, are we going to get to 34? Can you give me one more confirmation to take it to 34? Hold up. Mm-mm. You bastard. Let's go. Come on back down. All right, a little shark popped up. Here you go back to 675. We're gonna get. I'm looking for a bullish dot, guys. I'm just waiting for a bullish trigger in that 675 area, going on the yellow dot. We came into that a little late, but that confirmation was like at 0125. So that was good. I mean, that was a nice little scalp call. Come on. Man, I want to impress Jim Diamond. If you're, man, since you're here, I really want to show you some skills. We've come a long way since 10th grade geometry class, brother. But it's using the geometry. We're using the sacred geometry in the markets. That's what the harmonic thing's all about. Come on, kids. We're not getting it. Not getting it. Not gonna do it. I'll wait on this. Where is the, really quick, where's the 5 minute? Yeah, okay. Now the 5 minute is oversold, guys. But what needs to happen? It's gonna still have to pivot out. Almost tested right there. That's why. That's why we're screwing around down here. We're not really in a great position on the 5 minute to register something larger. I would assume. I'd assume something like this. Yeah, well, there goes 25. But we're not above that. We need a dot. I want a dot trigger down here. You got a scalpable. I mean, that 0150 was okay. Maybe what we should be thinking is sell this off the type 2 shark. Let's see here. No confirmation. I need a dot. The dot is my trigger. Hold on. Hey, let's see how it goes. If you guys have anything else you want to look at really quick while I'm waiting, give me a concrete signal here. Let me know. We looked at Tesla earlier. Again, Tesla is still in that downtrend move. Yeah, great. I'm really happy, man. You made my day. Jimmy, you made my day showing up. You should definitely get on the chat group, though. So email me, and I'll see if I I might know some people that run that. I mean, they're much more important than me, so they take my calls only when they feel like it. Um, Oil's moving down on the 4 hour. What's going on there? I haven't looked. I mean, pretty good session today, guys. I mean, I guess some of the highlights are like looking at Paramount, Skydance. That thing worked or is working. And VIX, well, I didn't even talk about that, but VIX is at 26, waiting for that to get to 40. Okay, crude oil is rolling back down, almost flat on the day. That would do it. I mean, again, whatever happens in the next 8 hours, guys, and the big move, I think is going to give us that capitulation we've been waiting on. That's it. All right, here's a dot. Let's go dot. 5 second dot. We're going to get it right there at around 11. Waiting. Come on. No. No. There it is. All right, dot completes. Where's the retest? Trigger is 08, guys. Ooh, nice little arrow action. Let's see. Okay, Jimmy. Give me to 08. Let's try this again. Didn't get the damn check back. Hold on. Again, we're chopping up 10, down 10 right now. I'm willing to hang on. Give me about let's hang in like 10 more minutes. Let's see if we get something here. Again, looking for the ideal trigger setup. Dot with the check back. I think with crude's fallen. That could send the market back up. You know, we're plus 140 here or minus 135 now. This thing could, let's see. Hold on. All right, not bad. I mean, you got this shark pattern here, but we're not. We're just kind of screwing around. Hold on. Can't believe that. All right, there's a 5-second there. Arrow dot, no diamond, but what's that trigger off of there? Is like 21. Just super chop right now, guys. Again, I think what we need to do is we need to kind of maybe look at NQES when we first start and then just see how it plays out. I mean, we came in here, we were all the way back. We were when we started today's show, 12:30 every Tuesday, Thursday, we were like here. So we just did that crazy move. Now we're coming back down. We're back at 24,202. It's pretty wiki stuff. Pretty wiki stuff. Hold on. Yeah, give me that. Don't like it. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. This is just not giving us a good trigger. Let me try. I really want to try one more hit. Hold on. All right, HSI coming back down. Let's get, maybe we get one more oversold here. That's where we're at. Keep an eye on this. Let's see. Crude oil 113 up 50 cents. We were up $4 at one point today. Come on, give me that. Let's register that. Oh, you know what? Let me look at the other chart too. Let's look at the micro futures chart because that was giving us better patterns. I don't, that happens frequently. That happens frequently. Where's MNQ? Come on, MNQ. There we go. And I'm looking, that was the main futures chart. Don't know why, but mini futures has been giving us patterns when the other doesn't. What do we have here? I mean, just a lot of wiki action, but it is technically a retest of the bat. Give me a dot. Give me a dot back in the zone. Remember what I was saying about zones, guys. Think in zones. We're looking at zones. So that zone for me off of here would be in here. Hop is 79. XA is 193. And then you're checking at 89. So somewhere in there, if we're going to get anything, it has to develop in that window. Let's see. The other thing I've noticed is we're getting this kind of stuff where you get this stop run, like a blowout stop run within a 1-2 bar deal, and then right back down. Kind of a crazy type too. All right, this is looking a little bit better. If we're going to get something off this 90 area, I still need, I need one more green bar, next 30 seconds. 200 there. Remember, the zone is 93 to 79, but I need a dot to make that happen. What do I think about UNG natural gas? It's the Widowmaker. Yeah, I mean, UNG's going to always be around $1, $3, $5 max. because there's so much natural gas out there. I mean, just so much. So again, what we're looking at for crude oil over the next couple of weeks is max upside go to 140. That would hit the target, and then we go. All right, what's this? 200, 197. I kind of like this here. 197 retest. Let's see here. 197 retest here. Right back there. Give me it. Let's go. Get above that 50 here, and we're almost ready to rock. 197. 197.50. Right in there. Let's see. Hold up. Let's go to the 5-second. We know that that 30-second time frame is down there. Looking right here, guys. Let's go 75. All right. Stop at break even. Here we go. Sorry. No, let's redo it. Try it again. Try it again. One more time. One more time. Sorry about that. Yeah. I'm going to try 197, guys. Got to respond immediately. Not responding immediately. Don't like it. You got to respond now. Go break even. When we're scalping, +1. Let's go. Go. Take it. This thing is not moving. Guys, when we're at our levels, it should hit, respond, give us a distance. We can see that this is not already. Like, if we're right about the level, we should have at least a 3 to 5 point jump. Yeah, maybe it's more like 191. Damn it. Yeah, this is just shop. This is Chop City. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. Oh, the 30. It's the 30-second. 30-second time frame was the trigger. Here, it's like this. But okay, now we're responding a little bit better. But that's at 97.50. Is that green line? Come on. You guys know that's how I roll. We if we're in the right spot, I mean, I'll give it a few points. The stop is set at 41 ticks, which is a hair more than 10 points. But we should be getting that move off of the level instantaneously. It's not doing that. But this is the box we talked about. Hold on. Let's see if we get, and I don't like what went down here on the 50 level. We rolled right back down. So look at that. Still trending lower. That should have been an instantaneous bounce back to like 13. Green line to red line is how I look at it. Hold on, let's just say in here. I'll give it a couple more minutes, see if we get one more shot down here. If not, let it go. 85. This bat at 193.25, that's still valid. That's still the zone. Again, looking for this thing Give me, it's got this does not have the development. Almost HSI was above the 50, amplified for a second, was above 50, but we're looking in that zone 79 to 93. And that probably was the better entry than 97. 93 is like a little spillover. Come on, get amplified above the 50 right there, guys. It's under 93. And it might be as low as 79, but again, 97 should have responded. No, thank you. Try again. Play again. Not crazy, but it's not looking like we want to respond right now. Again, 233, almost power hour coming up. Yeah, I don't know. Not really deer in headlights. I think it's just garbage action. I mean, it happens, and that's all right. Sometimes you are the deer, sometimes you're the car. But I don't want to be the deer right now. I want to be the car running the deer over. 93.25 is the prior XA level. Okay, amplified, starting to pop above the 50 there. I kind of like that a little bit more. Can you get 93? 97.50? Let's see here. One more shot. Oh, you turkey. Come on. 93, not 97.75. Now AMP is above it. I'll go 97.50. That was our original trigger, guys. That's the green line. Retest that and go. I'm in. I'm going to break even right away. This should not screw around. Go. You got to set it free. Come on, Free Willy. Let's go. Nope, it's not working. You can tell that already, guys. That green line is net 97.50. You come back, you hit that. You do not screw around like that. I like what I'm seeing here on Amplified, but this is that response. It should hit that trigger and go, and should give you at least 6, 8 ticks. Hit the number and come off. You guys have seen me do that a number of times here in the last few weeks. And if it doesn't respond, you don't care. You're out at a +1 and then you take another shot. I don't like what's going on here. I don't think the development is quite there yet. And this might float all the way back down to 79 in that zone. I mean, you're retesting a prior zone, looks good. You had confirmation 97.50, XA 93.25. Okay. We took 2 shots there, didn't get any saucer separation, as I like to say. I think we're going to have to switch maybe once a week, maybe do a morning session. I used to call them harmonic pattern workout sessions where we just put on some music and click buttons. Yeah, here we come back down to 79, guys. I mean, nothing wrong with taking those shots down there, and at least we get that separation. Why? Because the number is real for a reaction, but we should get the response follow through. And a lot of, there you go. And you guys know I hate drawdown. Like, avoid drawdown at all costs. No. Yeah, let's come back on Thursday. Do this after the apocalypse. Let's come back. Are we gonna get some movement here or no? Because I'm not gonna screw around. Maybe 93.25 was a number, but Nah, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna just rope it here. I'll call it here. Stick a fork in it. I'm still. Let me just, guys. Let me show you what I'm looking for though into next session. Okay, we are still dealing with this 4 hour butterfly pattern where we've got to retest it. I think it was an hourly. No, it's an hourly crab. So this pattern that completed last week, we need to retap that. And that's all the way at 23,160. We see that breakdown. We have cause, as they say. I mean, why am I getting long if that's going to happen? It's just an up, like a 20-point scalp I was looking for. But the trend and coming back down here is still the play. Listen, I just want to let everybody that subscribes to the software, I'm throwing in a 30-day gold membership. And on Mondays, we're doing dedicated trading sessions. We keep it loose, got a cool small group. We had one or two good trades yesterday. We had a loser. We had like two break evens, one winner, one loser. But we get in deep to this stuff. So if that interests you, hit me over on the Discord. And I didn't even see who won the 30-day. Who won the 30-day package? I've got to go all the way back here, guys. I don't know. Did anybody win that? Well, I'll tell you what. First person to hit me up on there, I'll have to go back and look at this. There it is. Free Breaker, you're the one that won that 30-day package. Free Breaker, you got to hit me up on the Discord. And what we're doing with that gold membership, 30 days of the software, and so you guys can check it all out. Everyone else, just take the 2-week package trial, get with the program, and then if you really want, and you guys want to peek at what we do, you know I'm cool on this. Just send me a note on Discord, and I'll squeeze people in for a week or two. But you got to reach out. Got to make a little effort to contact me. I think we're going to hang up here for the next, I don't know, half hour or more. We get into power hour. So let's put a fork in it here. All right. I got to get some lunch and come back and maybe trade the last hour looking for. It's been a kind of crap action, though. I got to say, this mid-afternoon stuff has just not even been worth it. Anyway, folks, appreciate all of you. JD, great to hear from you, my man. I hope all is well. And same with everybody. Hang in. Let's get your popcorn, as they say. Here comes the roll down. There goes the failure, kids. That's a bitch. Whatever. But we saw that coming. We hit 79, right? That was the low end of the zone, and we had nothing. So no response off your numbers, guys. There's no reason to stick around and wait and get stopped out. But until Thursday, kids, if we're even here on Thursday, as always, go get them. We'll catch you on there, 12:30 on Thursday. Any questions, you know where to get me. And, hey, have a good one. Have a beer. Get some popcorn tonight. Let's see how it goes down. Appreciate all you guys. Jack, I'll look at Hog on that monthly on Thursday. Bring that back for Thursday, Harley Davidson. And Echo, I'll look at Plug and Cypher. We'll bring that back on Thursday, guys. Just really no clean entry on that. I mean, that one signal, yeah, but we kind of knew if this wasn't going to pop 93, that come on back down. Going to be great volatility. We'll talk VIX too on Thursday. But until then, guys, as always, go get them.